check this out. O-N-E-N-A-T-R-O-N, you and me, one nation. Hold that flag all white or yellow, we are one nation mixed. One nation on the groove. 전 세계 반도는 move and move. 단일 민족 존재감을 일부. 세계화란 단어는 worldwide 품격. Represent, represent. worldwide represent. 제3세계 인종차별을 이진받고 네 변화는 곱게 뻗어나간 chance 같은 믹스를 만들어내 유남을 This crisis not US 남을 벌어진 유러시안들의 힘을 변하기 시작했어 넌 힘을
하늘을 가린 높다란 빌딩 속 고쟁이 검쟁이 척비리스 누가 쭉알 수 없게 온 결이 그 결이 그 멋진 한민족과 판을 걸친 공이야 같지 않은 자부심의 벽을 쌓아 앞뒤 맞지 않은 어필은 다 걷어차 가짜 붙자 홀라블라 맞춰 플레이바 speak about it I don't give a break about it
O-N-E-N-A-T-R-O-N, you and me, one nation. Hold that flag all white or yellow, we are one nation mixed.
Hello, space dogs! All aboard! I don't know what this is about. I found this while I was cleaning up and I thought it was funny. I found a slide whistle too. Look at this. Okay. Anyway. Alright, hey, welcome to another stream. It's time for NX. Yay! What are we up to? The International 8th? Is this the 8th dance floor? Something like that. It's Merch Monday. Not really. Not my merch, but NX merch. Because I feel like I have the most NX merch for some reason. I think because I attended a bunch of tournaments and events that year, and so I ended up with a bunch of stuff. So I've got the NX shirt. We got the NX what do you call poster? Words. Poster, right? Of course, we've got the marquee. Although the marquee, I mean, you know, comes with the kit. So, woo, there it is. So I was we've been talking about it since the Exceed or Exceed 2 stream or whatever. Like some questionable choices regarding the how they present the name of the game. And I was thinking that NX might have gone back to what Exceed and Exceed 2 did, and not really emphasized Pump It Up very much. But I was wrong. I was half right. I don't know. I mean, the Pump It Up logo is up here in the corner at least, right? And I mean, NX is clearly like the biggest, the most prominent thing on the marquee. But at least like Pump It Up is there. Hold on, if I show it in the overhead, right? Like you can see it says Pump It Up, and it's pretty large, but not as large as the NX. But at least it's not like tiny little white letters like on Exceed and Exceed 2. So this one's not. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. I think this one looks nice, but there we go. I think this is the last time that they don't use the Pump It Up logo in a large fashion. Although I guess if you count this, maybe Exceed and Exceed 2 are the only ones. But anyway, although I didn't have all the pre-Exceed marquees, so I'm not sure how those all look. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I'm gonna put this one over here. And we'll take a look at the poster again real quick before I hang it. But it's pretty sweet. I saw in the chat coming up that you were like, are they like mascots or a crew? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what NX2 looks like. If they show up again, or if this was just like a one-off. There is a hook that this will hook onto. There we go. Cool. And I do have one other poster, which hold on. Whoa. If you had seen in the earlier streams, this one was hanging up. This is also like NX, but it's out of the frame right now because I've been switching out with all of the other ones that I had since I had Exceed and Zero, and now the more like just regular NX one. And apparently this is like just like a blatant cover of a Britney Spears photo, but someone sent that to me once. I was like, you're right, that is exactly that photo. All right. So I'm going to try something new here. Maybe. Will it work? Apparently not. Sad face. All right. I thought maybe I could bring the chat up on my phone and follow along on here rather than like walking over there. I guess I can. Oh, I see what's the problem. When the phone went to sleep and then I restarted it, it just like cleared the whole chat cache, so it only shows me like the new messages coming in, which is not useful. I have some ideas about how to make this better, but hopefully next stream. Anyway, let's take a look at the chat and say hello to everyone. I want to get away from having to like walk over here to look at chat. Just it's awkward because I always have to like kind of find it on the, and then I only have a touchpad over here. I don't have like a mouse, So, getting to the actual chat window and then getting a hold of the scroll bar is all like way more difficult than it ought to be. But anyway, and then also you end up with me like standing like right over here on the edge of this frame, right? And it just looks silly. So I'm hoping that I have some spare monitors. If I can get like a spare monitor to go, like here-ish, which, won't be in the way of the camera, but I can see it, and I can be like looking at the chat like there-ish, but it's sort of like I'm still looking at the camera, so I'm still looking at you. I think that'll be a nicer look. I just have to figure out some way to be able to control it, so I don't know, some kind of remote scrolly device thingy that isn't a mouse. I really don't want it to have to be a mouse if I can hold it, if I can help it, but I don't know, I'll come up with some ideas. Anyway, Quinn, yeah, so Quinn, you totally, right there at the open, you totally hit on exactly like what the title is about. How do you pronounce that word with an X? So, the title of the stream, you can't just go replacing any letter with X. Actually comes out of sort of this running gag that that Termazi and I have with each other. I can't even remember exactly how it started. I mean, it was specifically about NX, the NX series, because they do. So, to my understanding, the title is New Genesis, as in like new beginning. So, like we're into a new series. It's a new, we're passing the baton off from Freevolt to Nextcade as the producers of the game, and new and different cool features, whatever, blah blah blah, right? So I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be, is Genesis. Now, with replacing the G with an X, is it supposed to still be pronounced Genesis? I don't know. Is it supposed to be Xenesis? Maybe. How else would you... Xnesis? I mean, it's very confusing, but, stylish. It's so stylish, right? We just replace things with an X, and it looks cool. And Regen would say that the NX intro is really good. This is fun that I mention this right now, because it's like, you can see it down here, right? Because it just happens to be playing right now. One thing I noticed about this intro is once we've gotten into like the modern, starting with Exceed, going on through, a lot of the intro movies, first of all, they've gotten a lot longer than some of the early intro movies, but many of them rely very heavily on clips from all of the background movies of the songs. This one does too. Like, there's definitely clips of the background movies in here, like you can see right there. But the actual like original animation that they did for, with all of these guys on the stage and the the big show or whatever, like there's a lot of that. As like percentage wise, way more original animation versus background movie clips than I feel like in any of the other modern intros. I don't know. Certainly nowadays it's just like, hey, let's show a bunch of the clips of the K-pop videos because that looks cool. So but I was looking at when I mentioned, so what'd you say? Regen was confirming this is International 8th Dance Floor, and I went to look at like the poster or the marquee, and it looks like they've just removed that from the poster and the marquee. It doesn't really say International whatever dance floor anymore. So I don't know if that comes back eventually. I don't think so, come to think of it. So I guess they counted to 7 and then they were like, we're good. Regen. Oh, the WPF promo trailer is so low effort compared to the one in Zero. Yeah, I went ahead and captured that as well, so we can take a look at that real quick. But yeah, you're definitely right. It is like way shorter, way less epic. It's just kind of like, here's some clips, some video clips. We've made them blue, and some like very basic graphics on top of it, and then that's it. Woo, exciting. The other thing that I noticed about that, which was interesting, is like there's as many or possibly more clips of people just dancing as opposed to actually playing Pump It Up in that little promo video. So, whatever. Now, what I was saying on the last stream, though, I actually did participate in USPF 2007, which, if I recall, is where I ended up getting a bunch of this merch, because they were just giving it away. It's like, here, have stuff. But then there were some other events that I went to that year as well, where, man, Andamiro was like, they were very generous with merch at events. It's like, here, have things. Here's some posters. Here's some whatever, some collectibles, and have a good time. So, anyway, and I see my dad's in. Hello. Oh, that's the worst. See, that's the other thing I'm trying to like get myself away from. It's like if I leave the wrong thing active and then I go to push a button to, try and scroll the chat and I end up changing sources. All of that. It's all terrible. So we're working on that. I did actually order myself a stream deck that's supposed to get here on Wednesday. So hopefully the next stream I'll have some buttons to push. And I can just be like, push buttons, do things. But Parody asks, where do you purchase the posters? To my knowledge, you can't. I mean, if you find somebody who has them and they're willing to sell them, maybe. But I've never seen them for sale. The only way I've ever gotten them has been just by attending events, and they just give them out. It was interesting too. Back in those days, I don't know how they are anymore, but back in the 2000s, we used to host a charity event for our local children's hospital, and so we would contact Andamiro and sometimes Konami to see if they would be willing to donate prizes for us to give away at those events. And Andamiro was always super nice. They're always like, oh yeah, we'd love to do that. And, like in about a week, this box would just show up at my door and it'd just be full of stuff, t-shirts and posters and mouse pads and they gave away like, sometimes they give away like workout outfits, like shorts and like jerseys, and like those long towels, and just like all kinds of stuff all the time. It was crazy. Konami was a little less generous. Some years we just got ignored. Other years they would send like sampler CDs of that would have like a few tracks of music on it, promoting whatever game was current at the time. One year they sent us sweatbands. That was kind of cool. So they were like branded sweatbands for your wrists, and they had like the DDR logo and the Karaoke Revolution logos on them. So I think they sent us some t-shirts one year, but they definitely did not send as much as Andamiro. Andamiro was always very, very generous. But My dad asked if I'm redecorating. I mean, yes, but not like live. And Karen says, "How are you, mate?" I'm doing great. Good to see you. Oh, Gradius asks if my NX version has fighting spirits and Valenti. I believe Valenti is on here. I think I saw that when I loaded it up, but I don't know about fighting spirits, although I'm guessing those come together. I remember this was one that, depending on which version you got, like the song list was slightly different. And unfortunately, some things got removed, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't have a lot of choice. This particular kit of NX was one that I acquired secondhand, so I bought it used, after somebody else was done with it. So I just took what I could get. Well, not like I could ask Andamiro for what a specific version either. I'm sure they would have just shipped me whatever they had at that moment that I ordered. But I guess if it was earlier, it might have been older, right? Quick Man is taking all the X replacement to its logical conclusion. Oh my goodness. So what would that be? Zumpsit Zup Zoo Xenesis. Why does X make a Z sound? I mean, I don't know why that is, right? But it either makes a Z sound like xylophone, or it makes an X, or it just sounds like itself, like X-ray. I don't even know. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Regent says the original animation on the title is pretty jank, but B+ for effort. Hey, so yeah, I mean, I think the style of it is really cool. You're right, the actual like animation is a little bit wonky, but not as bad as All Fammy. Parody says try Easy to Dancer. Boy, I would love to. But that's a game that I know about, but I've never even seen a cabinet of it. I know where at least one exists, but I've never been there. So, but yeah, that's one that I would love to try it. Maybe one day. Rave Racer, nothing to hate on K-pop videos, but you prefer the original animations more. Yeah, I actually totally agree with you. I mean, I love K-pop videos. I think they're great, and they almost universally have usually have a very sleek, eye-catching look to them. So I totally understand why they use them, and of course it's super low effort, right? Because it's already done. You just ta-da, right? But yeah. The original animations were always fun. Even when they weren't good, necessarily, it was always just interesting to see, like, what did you guys come up with? And then sometimes they were pretty cool, and then it's like, oh yeah, this is great. Quickman says on the topic of the intro is one of the best logos ever in Pump. It is. I mean, it's very bold. It's easy to read. Like I said, my only minor complaint about it is that it emphasizes NX over Pump It Up. So you know, I don't know. Like, obviously, if you're already familiar with the game, it's not a problem at all. Everybody's happy, right? But, anyway, I don't know. I talked about that enough on the Exceed 2 and 0 streams. Oh, Regen says 1.0 has Valenti, 1.05 has Valenti and Fighting Spirits, 1.08 has only Fighting Spirits. Okay, I believe I have 1.05. If I recall, when I was putting the hard drive into the system, that the label on it said 1.05. So hopefully we'll be good and we'll have it. We'll have it all. Rave Racer, at first sight, you thought they changed the name from Pump It Up to just NX? See? That's exactly my point. Classic Boy asked if I've seen a Techno Motion Cab. So, yes, I actually have seen a Techno Motion Cab. Unfortunately, it was not working at the time. So, like, I've been in the room, and I looked at it, and I'm like, well, there it is, and I'm still not going to get to play this game. So, yeah, Technomotion's another one that, like, if I had a chance to play it, I would love to do it. I just have not had a chance yet. When Fiesta and Prime comes out, you might find a couple BGAs that make the all-family video way better? Really? Really? We get even more janky animation than that? That's, you'll have to point those out when we get there. I'm not sure which videos you're talking about. That'll be fun. Because, boy, that one is wild. Janky presentation is one of the reasons playing Old Pump is fun. It has been fun. You know, though, I mean, to be fair, like, even from First Dance Floor, I think I was saying, like, as I was playing it, and, you know, playing it on stream for the first time, like, it's a solid game. It's okay. You know, I had heard a lot of people say, like, oh, it's really buggy and weird, but it was fine. I quite enjoyed it, honestly. Obviously, it's gotten better over the years, but, like, it was a good start. IMO. The Arch of Darkness BGA. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because when we get to it in this stream, I definitely want to talk about that for just a second because I remember that one being pretty epic as well. Julie says in New York City, there's a Techno Motion Cab. Yeah. You got to play it a few times, never seen it again. Yeah, I wonder how many of them still even exist that still work. Stepping selection, yeah, we're talking about all the, like, obscure dancing games. I've not seen that one either. Not in person, anyway. There was another one, and I can't remember what it was called, but it seemed... I saw it at an auction once, and it was a Pump It Up knockoff, because it was a 5-panel game, if I recall. But it wasn't Pump. It was something like Dancing Master MX or something. I don't remember. I mean, that was so long ago. I saw that, actually... back in the 90s and then in the early 2000s, and then they quit. There used to be a monthly arcade auction at the fairgrounds in Indianapolis, and so I would go down there, you know, when I had a chance and just kind of hang out and see what was around, and check out, you know, what kind of games were there. And then I think after a while it went from being monthly to being like quarterly, and then eventually it was gone. It's been gone for a long time now. I can't even remember the last time I went. The last time I went would have probably been like maybe 2005. I don't know, something like that. And I remember seeing that. I remember seeing a dance cabinet, and it's like I recognized it as being a dance cabinet because I was playing these type of games by then. But like I did not recognize the brand, and I was like, "What is this?" But 3DDX, maybe. I don't think so. That doesn't sound that familiar, but yeah, I don't know. Kraken DJ, that's another one I would love to play. That's another one that I've been in the room with a machine that was not working. I think that's even more frustrating, right? Than not even having seen it. But yeah, Technomotion and Kraken DJ, both of those. It's like, well, there it is. I've seen it. But I haven't played it. That was my experience with Flash Beats for a long time too. I had been to a place that had it, but it wasn't running. And then I never got to play it until I went to visit the person who ultimately sold me my machine. So there you go. Yeah, I really would love to try Kraken DJ just to, like, the fact that the turntables spin looks really cool to me. Flash Beats is a Stepmania hand game? No, not really. No, it plays more like Pong or air hockey. It's like a table game. But if you search it on YouTube, you will probably find my videos of it. There are other videos of it, but I think I have the most Flash Beats content out there. What about Chimera? You mean in this game? Yeah, I will probably fail it later. 3DDX Super Dance Station. That might be it. That does sound vaguely familiar. The Super Dance Station part of it sounds familiar. I'll have to look that up later. Keyboard Mania is one I actually had for a while. I had a Keyboard Mania machine for a few years, but I ended up getting rid of it. So. All right. Well, let's get started. I think I've done my requisite 30-minute greeting and intro, and hit me.
Station select.
Oh, again, I didn't mean to start this side, but I guess I'm. Oh, how to play. Okay. So they've modified the zero menu system a little bit. So that when you enter the speed code, it doesn't change the channel. So that's nice. But I guess there's no channel selection anymore. You just have to kind of scroll your way through, and eventually, you find it. The next ones, like we're in New Tunes here, which actually that's great. That's very useful for me. But yeah, like once you scroll to the end of New Tunes, then hey, you're in K-pop. And then once you scroll through K-pop, then wow, there's a lot of K-pop. Then you're in pop. And then Vanya. And then back to New Tunes. And what a way to start. Alright, well, let's Let's do this as a hard, because I don't need to die immediately. Oh wait, is it reasonable as a freestyle? Okay, let's try it as a freestyle. This is actually famous last words, right? This is a little bit easier than I was expecting it to be.
Streets of blues, streets of blues, streets of blues.
So yeah, the stars and the skulls. I think they were using the stars at least in Zero. I don't know about the skulls, but yeah, it's really confusing. Like, just use numbers. Numbers are good. I'm good with numbers. Wait, are we? Nope. The reverse speed code is not a thing yet, still. Eventually, one day. Alright, so here we are. Arch of Darkness. Check this frickin' movie out. This is insane. So... yeah. So it says Artshade at the end of it, right? And it's like a full-on logo, so it looks like it's a trailer for a game of some sort. But I've certainly never heard of this game or seen it. Apparently has a whole cast of characters and everything. It's crazy. Well, that's great. The freestyle already has skulls. Well, we'll be avoiding that. The heart is one skull. One skull, you say? How bad can one skull be? Terrible, I'm sure. Alright, I'm sure I'm going to regret this instantly. Yes.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Hey, at least we got to see the game over screen. So one skull is like a 9? You tell me, I don't know. I should be able to do a 9. So I feel like that's maybe a little bit harder than that. Now, I probably could have used one more bump of speed, because there were some notes that were a little bit close to reading there. So one skull be a 16 or a 17? I don't know, it doesn't seem that hard. I would give it maybe a 14. Just out of guessing. Only because like that's like the edge of my ability level on a really good day. Today not being a really good day. Today being only an okay day. All right. So let me look at Super Dance Station whatever real quick. Maybe? It's possible. I'm looking at like some pictures. Some of them have like these wild arches and stuff that the one I saw definitely did not have. But maybe there was an older version of it. I don't know. It's possible. The dance station part sounds familiar. But again, it was also like probably 16, 17 years ago that I saw this. So keep that in mind as far as A, did 3DDX exist? And then B, what is my memory like from that long ago? Andrew was asking if I played Footprints. Wasn't Footprints in the last game? I thought it was. If we get to it at the end, I will. One star equals 2 levels, but it's kind of buggy. So last star and skull are congregated into just the first skull. Okay. Stars go up to 8, and then skulls start at 9. This is like a 16. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Oh, it's an 18 it's rated 18 nowadays? That's insane. Okay, well, that's definitely out of my range for sure. You guys want to make me do... You guys have to make me count symbols and then do math? It's too hard. Art Shade was a canceled arcade shooting game. By who, though? Not by Andamiro. By Nextcade, maybe? That's interesting. So maybe it was a real thing, or was going to be a real thing, but then wasn't. And hey, Yaladre. Oh, see you later, Julius. Okay. Let's try this.
Hit me!
Again. I guess as a normal. Station select. Okay, so 4 stars. So we're saying 4 stars is an 8? Yeah. Maybe a 9. It seemed pretty fast and pretty dense. But, like, doable. So 8, 9. Seems reasonable. One single miss took off 30%. Was it a freeze or was it a hold? Because remember those combo that might have been what zapped me.
이건 슬픈 자기 속에서 alright, yeah, alright. It's so wonderful. 난 핸들이 고장 안에 퉁 내 인생은 언제나 삐딱선. 세상이란 욕심도 조금 납니다. 제발 떠나가지 말아 내 내맘. 하루를 밤을 새면 이틀은 주고 이틀을 밤새면 나는 반주고 위통약은 내 생활 필수품. 위통약은 내 생활 필수품. Come on. All night 춘이 쉽게 변해버린 모습 그대로 오케이 다 잃어버린 원숭이들의 고백 All night 춘이 쉽게 변해버린 모습 그대로 오케이 다 잃어버린 원숭이들의 고백
이제는 다 커버린 나의 고백
모습 그대로 오케이 다 커버린 원숭이들의 고백 I wanna go back 이건 내 노래 다 커버린 원숭이가 부르는 노래 DD 더블 다이너마이트 요 사람들은 변하나 봐 DD 더블 다이너마이트 우리가 뭐 변했잖아 Good night
That was your favorite song in NX? It is a good one. Super chill. I like it. Too much.
힘들죠 오늘도 잔인한 세상은 너를 비우고 거울 앞에서도 기죽고 또 홀로 술잔을 비우고 Don't know where to go 단한 실수로 모든 것을 잃고 고개를 숙일 땐 손을 모아 날개를 펴고 You can fly 눈을 뜨면 맞는 아침 똑같은 방해뿐인 삶의 나침반 만만한 세상에 쉽게 무릎 꿇고 실세 없이 신세 타타타령 많아 아련한 예 꿈을 쫓던 가련한 두 팔로 화려한 날개를 펴고 You can fly 지워지는 단 한 번의 국면만 번의 시도 위에 갈라서는 문 눈을 뜨며 살아감해 보여 희망의 현기가 모두 털어 날려버려 비관의 먼지다 역시 나도 때로 괜한 겁이 나 천천히가 왜 꿈을 쉽게 버리나 때로 낮게 나는 새도 멀리 봐 어두운 밤일수록 밝으면 더 빛나
Yeah, quickly, you're talking about the different difficulties. I mean, yeah, we've been kind of stuck with these, and that there's only two doubles difficulties, and then like the freestyle is not always freestyle-ish, really. It's more like Nightmare Light. Yeah, they've fixed that more recently, and now it seems like there's unlimited number of difficulties. Like one song would have, sometimes some songs will have all the standard difficulties, so you know, like three singles and 2 doubles. Sometimes you'll have like 5 singles and 4 doubles or 6 doubles, you know, and then some extra ones that are actually like marked as performance, so they are specifically for like freestyle type things. Not to mention the frickin' routine charts. So, yeah, they've really like broadened the number of difficulties that may be available for any given song. The only thing about that is it's not at all consistent, because some songs will have more difficulties available than others. So, anyway. Regent has some trivia, but I'm out of time, so I'll look at the trivia when I get back.
One, two, three to the pole. Everybody move to the back. Someone jump up, get it on the pole. Back that sucker, play disco.
너를 맡겨봐 자 버스가 지나간 뒤에 후회 마시고 자 준비하시고 어디 얼주막에서 잊지 말고 여기 이도 한번 흔들어봐 side to side put your hands up throw your hands up everybody wake up 이 밤을 너와 나이 리듬에 맞춰 춤을 추며 사랑할 거야 Disco night sexy all night 우리가 원하는 건 crazy night Disco night dancing all night 불타는 이 밤을 위해 Tonight you baby 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 oh no baby
Oh, that's right. This was one where if you step on the panel, you'll clear
Internet ranking.
the screen. Like, immediately. I can remember in some tournaments, they like would have to like shout at people to remind them. They're like after the song was over, they're like, stand back, don't step on the center panel, you know, because we would sometimes get to the end of a song and it's like we want to see the results screen so we could see, you know, who won, and if somebody accidentally clears it, you know, before anybody gets a chance to look at it, it's like, who won this round? But, okay, so let me look here. Fun trivia about songs charts. Oh, that song. Crazy only uses the top 3 arrows. Nightmare only uses 4 panel. Interesting. Oh, so I'm gonna say that the Nightmare is probably a half double. Is that what you're saying? Just not labeled such. Pichu's Pie. You want to play NX for the trading station, but unfortunately you can't. Guess we should look at that for a second. Yeah. The extra stage system, I mean, that's been pretty consistent in Pump for a long, long time. I think it's kind of gone away finally, because now they use the little heart system. But for the longest time, like 4 songs was a pretty normal set for Pump, because getting the bonus stage, as it were, was not that difficult most of the time, unless you made it difficult. Yeah, Pichu, about Stepmania, like, I've talked about this before. I could play it on my DDR cabinet, but I'm generally not that interested in it. Like, to me, half the fun of the game is the actual, like, game itself, and the UI and the look and the feel and all of that stuff. And I know that you know, you can kind of replicate all of that in Stepmania, but I don't know. I like doing the real thing. The only time I've really used the only time I've really used Stepmania very much is for trying to learn freestyles, because it's nice because you can kind of break down a song into sections and get it to like just auto repeat those sections, and so you can kind of like drill on, you know, one section at a time of a song until you've learned it. So that's handy. But playing Stepmania just for playing it, I don't know. It's never really been that much of an interest to me. I've played some fun custom charts, but mostly I feel like the custom charts tend to lean toward being very difficult, which is not really my playstyle or particularly fun for me. So I would rather just play the official stuff, I guess. And it's usually relatively easy to load up a different game. So if there's a particular song that I want to play that's not in game X, then I'll just load up game Y and we'll do that. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people who do that, and you know, if you're into it, then that's great. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. And yeah, the internet ranking is still here because I think this is the last one before we get to the USB functionality. So that's why it's still here. The results screen is called Measurements of the Quantity of Motion. If you look too, like, there's things that are spelled wrong on it. I'll point it out next time. I didn't. I forgot. Archshade was a crossplay game before crossplay was a thing. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. You like to make new songs in Stepmania? I tried long ago, and I was not very good at it. So I have mad respect for people who do make charts, because like it's not that easy, and then it's even harder to make them, you know, good and fun. So for those and for those people whose custom charts I've played that I thought were fun, good on you. Yeah, Quick Man, you're right. You're right with where I feel about Stepmania. You said you play it for the abundance of hard content. Like, I'm not into the hard content. You know, like 14 is about my upper limit on both pump and DDR, and 14 is a real struggle, like, for me. So I'm not really interested in playing anything harder than that. And I feel like a lot of the custom stuff that people make for Stepmania is harder than that, because that's what people are into. And that's great. It's just not for me. So, Alan says the best live ever was OBG. Yeah, if you like OBG. I don't know. OBG is fine, and there's definitely a lot of good music in it, but I'm definitely, having gone back in time to all of the early stuff and, you know, working my way forward, it's like as the new features and, you know, kind of like quality of life stuff kind of gets added to the game, it's really refreshing, where it's like, oh yeah, that's right, we had to, you know, we couldn't split difficulties, or you know, these menus were really awkward and this was hard to use and blah blah blah. And then, like, as we get closer to, you know, the present day, it's like, oh, thank you for, you know, giving us this. But All right. Let me get back to get back to the game. You all are talking about Stepmania, which
Station
we're
select.
going to quickly get past the extent of my knowledge. Colon 118 BPM. That's something.
뽀얀 담배 연기 화려한 차림 속에 나만의 너는 잊혀져가고 싸늘한 밤거리를 걷다가 무거워진 내 발걸음 흐린 기억 속에 그대 모습을 사랑하고 싶지만 불을 써버린 너였기에 멀어져버린 너였기에 소중한 기억 속으로 접어들고 싶어 속에 한숨 수가 없어 흐트러진 날만 부르서 공간에서 슬픔에 차 나의 마음 이제 잊고 싶어 내게 있어줄 수 없나 내 마음 모두 남겨버려 그래서 멀리 떠나가버린 흐린 기억 속에 그대 모습 떠올리고
무엇을 선택하던 그건 내 마음이야 단 하나의 그대니까 자 이제 외쳐봐요 난 자유로워 내 생각 내 행동 내 모든 것이 Hey 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 뭐라고 하지마 기대도 하지마 앞으로도 나는 이대로 가져와
Yeah, that's a good example where it's just like freestyle. Sure, I guess. Easier than the nightmare, sure. Freestyle? Maybe not.
난난난난 자유로워
Lost.
머리부터 발끝까지 다 사랑스러워
Well, this is lovely.
머리부터 발끝까지 다 사랑스러워 네가 나의 여자라는 게 자랑스러워 기다림이 즐겁고 이제 공기마저 달콤해 이렇게 너를 사랑해 세상이 힘들어도 널 보면 머리에 햇빛이 들어 이렇게 놀라운 게 사랑이지 기다린 보람이 있어 지난번 사랑처럼 울까봐 한참을 망설였지만 웃지지 않고 나를 기다려준 너 편안하게 스며들어와 그림자와 뒷모습까지 사랑스러워 부끄러운 애정 표현도 자연스러워 기다림이 즐겁고 이제 공기마저 달콤해 이렇게 너를 사랑해 한 가지만 약속해 세상 끝날 때까지 나에게만
Bonus stage.
라고 잠이 들어 좀 전까지 왔어 더러운 쟁반 같은 태양이 창문 틈에서 망가진 시계를 나에게 보여준 바로 그 시간 동안 지독히 추운 방은 얼굴을 얼려버려서 얼기 전 마지막 표정을 상세히 이렇게 보관하네 막차를 타고 집에 가다 잠이 들어서 좀 전까지 왔다네 어제도 나를 차를 타고 잠이 들어 좀 전까지 왔었네 집은 너무 멀어서 걸어가기가 버거운데 난 점에서 그 표정을 목격하네 가지고 싶어도 없는 내 상황을 더욱 어렵게 하네 가지고 싶어도 없는 내 상황을 더욱 어렵게 하네 더욱 어렵게 하네 더욱 어렵게 하네 더욱 어렵게
Ah. Should have known. See, you've got your oxygen intake and your calorie. Who is Calorie? Is she Mallory's sister? I don't know. So yeah, that's good
Internet
stuff.
ranking.
Don't steal my internet ranking code, guys.
Game over.
Oh wow, I gotta scrolling way back. Also, hello Bit Decay. Oh, we're talking about K-pop. This is I like K-pop in general, old and new. I was definitely most familiar with older stuff, like 90s, early 2000s from Pump, and a little bit from, like Third Mix DDR. But, and then, I think we're approaching the time that I was like the most into K-pop, which would have been like the early 2010s. So maybe like the first half of the 2010s. So like 2010 to 2015 is probably like the time that I knew the most. And now we're back to, it's like the stuff that's in Pump is the stuff that I know, and I really don't know that much else. Not because I haven't really been listening to K-pop specifically, but just because I haven't really been listening to music a whole lot lately, it seems. But not new music anyway. But Pichu says you prefer old K-pop over crap like BTS. I learned not that long ago that BTS has actually been around a lot longer than like I realized. I'm not super familiar with BTS. I mean, I've definitely heard some of their music. Like, it's kind of hard to avoid, right? But I guess they've been around for a lot longer than they've been, like wildly crazy popular here. So 90s and 2000s K-pop's where it's at. A lot of hip hop in there. A lot of them put like rap breaks in there too. Like that was the trend, I think, for a while back then. Even the more poppy songs. Regen, you said you forgot how good the NX set list is, at least when it comes to licenses. I feel like all of these modern ones, like starting with Exceed, just like going back and playing them on stream and like remembering them, like Exceed 2, 0, and NX have all been real solid musically. Like lots of fun stuff, lots of good stuff. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yes, that's definitely what we're talking about here. Calgary should be the biggest Pump community. If you could go back to the NX days, you swear you won't steal your internet ranking codes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You said, Quickman says, I was a metalhead before getting into games like Pump and DDR. Just never knew electronic music could be good. It's funny because a lot of the stuff that's been in DDR and Pump, like, I probably would never have heard had it not been for the games. And so it's, all of the music games really have kind of like expanded the number of genres that I've been exposed to, and I found a lot of music that I didn't know I liked. So, Regent says music games have ruined your taste in music forever. Well, that's what Belinda would say to me, because she pretty universally doesn't like most of the music that I like. We can agree on K-pop for the most part. And the funny thing is like the music that she likes, I generally am fine with. It's just like the music that I like is she oftentimes finds like annoying at best. And to be fair, like I'll be the first to admit that my taste in music is not quality. Like, it's fun. I enjoy it. Like, that's really all I want, you know? It's just like, I like music that puts me in a good mood. And if it has, you know, trite lyrics that don't make any sense, I'm okay with that. Did anyone say Eurobeat? Anyway, let's move on.
Station select.
Oh, somebody mentioned the test menu. I will say that restriction is back, so you can what do you call it? You can enable and disable songs again. So this was a feature that was in Exceed 2, but not 0. Was it in Exceed 1? I think it was in Exceed 1 also. I haven't been through here. I guess everything's open, which is good. Gosh, that's a lot of shit. 194. Does the sound test have sound effects in it again? Nope, just music. Oh well, we can't look for party time. Too bad. Alright.
Hit me!
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I almost forgot. I think you'll see that the ticket stuff is mentioned here, because we got ticket dispenser is not connected. I don't think... Are the settings for the tickets active? Yes. So we got Mercy ticket on off, although I can't change it probably because there's no... Oh wow, so you could set it to 100,000 per ticket. Man, you could definitely get a lot of tickets playing this game. Yeah, for some reason Mercy ticket off is not possible or not changeable. I still would love to see a machine that dispenses tickets. If I ever figure out how to hook it up, I will do a stream of winning tickets because I think it'd be funny. the full tune is the same rhythm that goes over and over and over, and you just find through the passion. I like, as a general rule, I feel like any song over 5 minutes had better make a really good case for being over 5 minutes, because most songs have done everything they're going to do in like 3 minutes. So it's like, are you just repeating the same shit again, or do you actually have something else to say, or do, you know? But yeah, I get it. Like, a lot of that stuff is designed to be played, you know, in a club, and so you're gonna just keep it rolling, and either you're gonna mix it, or you're gonna, you know, want to dance for a long time or something like that. Here I am shouting over the title screen. I'm gonna actually, I'm just gonna
Station select.
I was gonna say I'd play and then get back to the chat, but I can see I'm already far enough behind in the chat that I don't want to wait a whole nother set before I get to it. Yep, that'll die in a hurry. And 51. Goodbye.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Game over.
Pichu wants to restrict every song except Go Back and make it so every 3,000 score the player gets a ticket. So apparently the lowest is 100,000. Can't make it 3,000. Adrian says Crash by Mr. Bryan in the final band is a trash song. Well, you and I are on the same page there. It is a trash song. If DDR Extreme had that feature, we wouldn't have to hear Daiken Kai 20,000 times. You're so right. So, Peachy, you said that you're surprised the songs with inappropriate lyrics weren't removed by default on my machine. They maybe they were. I didn't hit the default settings. Like I said, I acquired this drive secondhand, so it has the settings of the original owner on it. So, who, if I recall, was a private owner as well. So, like, he probably unlocked everything, if there was anything that was locked. Yeah, Gradius Removers. I don't like Crash. Mostly for the vocals. The vocals are just terrible. They're terrible. They're absolutely bad. They are objectively bad. And I will fight you if you disagree. No, I won't, because I don't want to fight. But yeah, Bit Decay. I'm pretty sure Mercy Ticket is just like you get a ticket for playing the game. Mercy. Quick man, you thought tickets were the whole point of arcade games. I mean, they certainly are now. I feel like what year is this? 2006. We were definitely approaching that era, but I feel like there were still like real arcade, like regular video games were still sort of common at this point, sort of. But we're definitely moving into the like all redemption all the time era, for sure. Flush this game. Man, you know, I feel like, I think I did the flush this game before YouTube Shorts was a thing. I would definitely want to do that as a short now if I was going to do that one again. But, man, I wonder if I need to come up with some new ideas for silly things to do like that. The saddest game over screen. Oh, because he's crying. You like Crash, but in an ironic way. But all right. So let's get back to it.
Station select.
So grouping all the new songs together here like this has been very very handy since my goal has been to try and play all the new songs in all the games. Man, that is a range, 65 to 160 BPM. As I recall, it's mostly 160. But I could be wrong. Did I set a difficulty? I did not. Son of a... I always love it when people in arcades, you know, who are more used to playing on console or whatever, and they like do something wrong, and they're like, "How do I reset? How do I exit?" And it's like, you don't. This is an arcade, you know, unless it's your machine, and then you get to do that.
Station select.
Okay, let's do this not stupid. There we go. What was that, like half a star?
살아가는 순간 속에도 그대와 둘이서 나누고 싶어요. 내가 사랑한 그 모든 것을 다 잃는다 해도 그대를 포기할 수 없어요. 이 세상 어느 곳에서
Yeah, Korea, 화이팅! Here we go. There's another like early music video song.
하얀 눈이 쌓여가는 거리에 지난 겨울 헤어졌던 너를 생각해
지나가듯 꽃미남 캐릭터다.
항상 귀엽게도 무색하는 언제든 낯이 가끔씩은 나를 해도 나가잖아 나가지 나가는
지나가듯 꽃미남 캐릭터다. Man, she just smacked her right on the head, didn't he? He just smacked her right on the head, didn't he?
Hey yo, all the people listen up this song. Everybody check this out. O-N-E-N-A-T-R-O-N, you and me, one nation. Oh, that flag all white or yellow, we are one nation itself. One nation on the groove. 전 세계 반도는 move and move. 다른 민족 존재가 못 일부. 세계화란 단어는 worldwide proof, yo. Represent, represent. 제3세계 이중차별을 이진받고 네 권한을 곱게 뻗어나간 찬스 같은 믹스를 만들어내 유남은 This place is not US 남은 벌어진 유러시안들의 힘을 떠나기 시작했어 넌 이미
가짜부터 훌라훌라 맞춰 플레이버 think about it I don't give a break about it
O-N-E-N-A-T-R-O-N, you and me, one nation. Oh, that flag all white or yellow, we are one nation itself.
Check my oxygen intake and how I'm doing with calorie. Is this a dating sim
Internet
now?
ranking. Game over.
All right. I saw Bit Decay is heading off for dinner. Have a good night. See you next time. Oh man. I'm scrolling way back here. Okay, here we go. Peachy says you forgot the Game Over has the voice clip kept from zero. Oh, the Game Over voice clip from 0. Yeah, I guess that's true. And the title screen light pattern is the Z from 0. Interesting. I'll have to look when it comes back around here in just a second. Yep. Sure enough, there it is. I don't know what they would do otherwise. I guess you could make an N. You could do an NX. Quick, man. The evolution of, hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man? It's great to see. Yeah, I mean, I've purposely been leaving Stage Break on, or at least, after 2 stages, whatever the default is in the game, so that we get to see that, because I like seeing what those look like too. Yeah, Peach, you talking about redemption games? I don't know. Some of them are fun, but yeah, a lot of them are pretty meh, you know. And the thing about a lot of redemption games too is, like, you know, you put your money in, and the game literally lasts like 5 seconds, maybe 10. Like, even if you did well, like, that's it. It's just like, it's done, right? It's like, wow, okay. But yeah, I mean, there's some of them that I enjoy. Coin pushers are kind of fun, and they're not all rigged. You're absolutely right. Many of them absolutely are. I mean, you can just straight up set, like, you know, this is how often people should win. But some of the more, like, physical, organic games, or if you will, you know, like I said, like the coin pushers, like, you can't really rig that exactly. But yeah, definitely, like, all the ones that are just like purely electronic, yeah, absolutely you can if you want to. Some of them are reasonably fair though. But it just depends on what kind of game it is. Quick, man. Arcade games make you live with your mistake. No pausing. Yep, that's true. Almighty Toaster. You played NX recently. Nice. It's a good one, for sure. Quick, man. Soccer. Grumbles in British. Nice. What is my favorite soccer team? So the truth is, I definitely do not have one. Mostly because, like, I'm not really into sports of any kind. At least not, like, traditional sports. You know, football, real football, whatever, basketball, baseball, tennis, any of that kind of stuff. Like, I'm just not into it. I used to watch American football and basketball, like, in the 2000s, but I kind of fell out of it, and I just don't really care anymore. So, yeah, it's just not really my thing. I'm always, like, the only exposure I really have to sports these days is if I happen to go to, like, a restaurant and, you know, they have TVs on and they happen to be playing some game, and maybe I'll look at it, but usually I try not to. Usually it's just distracting. It's like I try and position myself at the table at whatever chair has the least, like, puts the TV behind me, right? Although sometimes it's like there's another one on the other wall, right? So I end up getting distracted by it anyway. But yeah, I just not really into any sports. But I always get excited when I go into, like, a bar and they have ESPN on and they're showing something else. Like, one time I went in and they were showing drone racing, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. All you want for Christmas is a new pump mix? Man. I think we all want that, but I don't know that that's going to happen. Seems unlikely. Peach, he said, this holiday is Halloween and then Christmas is around the corner. Don't forget about Thanksgiving. Although, If you're not in America, then maybe you don't care. I don't know. Halloween's my favorite. Christmas is whatever. Like, but I don't know. I find Halloween the most fun. Insane crazy that pass by an insane speed at one point. Speedy nightmare. Start almost immediately. Sounds out of my range. Wow, the crazy doubles or triples in speed at the end. Quick man, you said the only sport you're super into is motorsport and pro wrestling, but that doesn't count. When I was like high school age, I used to watch pro wrestling with my mom, and I don't know, it's fun. I liked it. My big thing about pro wrestling though was, it didn't matter to me if it was real or fake. It was still always like an impressive athletic show. Like all the crazy things that they would do to make it exciting, right? But it definitely took a turn at some point where, all of the like reality television style like drama became kind of like the forefront of pro wrestling, and it felt like half the broadcast was just people like yelling at each other and starting feuds and all that kind of stuff, and that all was really boring to me. So I kind of fell out of it. But I've gone to a few live shows of it, and that's always fun. But anyway, on Halloween you get drunk and play Silent Hill 3. That sounds like a time. The fact that it's staged is what makes it even more interesting, yeah. Live shows, like, gone to see wrestling events in person, like in an arena. Not just on TV. That's what I meant. But, yeah. I always just treated it like, kind of like a live stunt show. And that I always thought it was fun that way.
Hit me!
Alright,
Station select.
back to it. One skull. Three and a half. So you're saying this should be like a 7?
잠시 거리 위에 MC 북가던 시스 잠시 이 거리의 흐름은 정지 That's keep on starting 스텝은 언제나 slow down break down 오치 없는 sound 자신과의 sound 세상이 널 뜨기에 네 씬이 너무나 벅차 거창한 속 집어넣은 엔터테인먼트조차 수없이 돌진하는 가짜 fake 가요들의 장차 권장자들의 어이없는 컨셉 뮤직 대기로와 리뷰 all trick this is real trick 진실은 어디까지 장자려가는 정상 어리스들의 거지 커피모 시들의 한계점은 어디까지 Yeah crazy Hey yo Yes yes Message to fake artists, word up. You know that, this is a real trick. You know that, this is a real trick. You know that. Hey, brother, you don't have listen up, listen up. Black fake artists, listen up. It is small, fake money that's on site. Whenever why earth is small. Remember that, never ever. 이건 뭐라 하냐, 너무 copy forever. Why won't check? Now we have been watching. Wanna to become that slow, I don't care. You know that, this is a real trick. You know that, this is a real trick. You know that. We know that this is a real trick. We know that this is a real trick. We know that this is a real trick. What? You know what I'm saying?
I know you can.
Man, those jumps at the end. That was a lot.
I know you can.
Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about this in the chat. I'll look at it afterward, but yeah, like obviously this has all the characters in it from Zero, and then this got used in, which I see Pichu saying in the trailer for WPF. So I wonder if those are just songs that didn't quite make it when they were putting Zero together. And actually, real quick, I remember these characters in this video that I remember seeing another Andamiro like redemption game, and I don't remember what it was, but it had them like on the cabinet art. bot back? Interesting, I'm not seeing it on my end. Oh, I am seeing it. Hold on. Let me handle that. I think. Can I do it? All right. So I had been blocking it from with Restream, so I went actually to YouTube and blocked it from there. So that hopefully will get rid of it permanently. I hope. Oh, doesn't this one have like a wild nightmare? I think it does. Let's find out. Like a lot of like crazy holds, if I recall. Yep, this is what I remember. So many hands. That's the chart I remember.
Enter your name.
Oh, really? Wow, this is exactly the same high score thing they've been using since Exceed 2, I think. Just in different colors.
Internet ranking.
Oh, quick man, you were gonna go to Japan in 2020 and then COVID happened? That sucks. Hopefully you'll be able to go again sometime. Have I ever thought about having USB profiles for the mixes? That's not a thing yet. I don't think, right? That comes in NX2. And I have my USB sticks. So, we'll play with it next time, I hope. And Pichu, yeah, we're in 1.05, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully we'll get to some requests here at the end. Those jumps at the end. Oh, Nightmare is a D20 and then a 24? Holy crap, that's ridiculous. Let's see. So you say the charts in NX are different from NX2 and later. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see it. And no, I played the Nightmare just then. That was the Nightmare, not the freestyle. I don't think the freestyle has hands. Okay.
Hit me!
Station select.
We should be getting close to the end here, yeah? I think so. God, there's so much K-pop in this. Not that I'm complaining. Just observe.
Hyunjin Young.
Is dead.
나를 벗어난 그대가 나날 찾아왔나 무슨 이유로 우리 헤어지던 시간들이 아쉽다고 울면은 그 시간이 다시 내게 돌아갈 수 있을 거라 생각하나 아직도 내가 너를 기다리면서 내 모습 하나하나 사랑하면서 너만을 위하거나 착각하면 다가오나 우린 이미 그냥 사이즈야 너를 기억하기 너무너무 힘들어 이제 내게 다가오지 난 내가 정말 이제 필요치 않아 널 바라보라고 이제 늦었어 다가오지마 그런다고 내가 달라지진 않아 나를 벗어난 그대가 날 찾아왔나 무슨 이유로 그대 날 떠나면 모든 것이 그대 맘에 들어와해 뭔가 시간들을 만든 거라 생각하면서 돌았었더니 왜 다시는 내게 돌아오는지 왜 늘 초라하게 눈물 드는지 난 이지로 발견해서 좋아지기 시작했는데 그래 모두 다 같이 그대에게로 와줘 이제 새로운 나만의 모습을 다시 보여줄게 널 바라보라고 이제 늦었어 다가오지마 그런다고 내가 달라지진 않아
오빠는 풍각쟁이야.
Oh, this song. So weird.
오빠는 풍각쟁이야. 오빠는 심술쟁이야. 오빠는 예댕이 오빠는 안달쟁이 오빠는 고집쟁이
All right. I think this is actually my favorite song from this game because this Nightmare chart is, if it's what I remember, it's really fun, and it has a bunch of spins in it. I think that are really satisfying, but like spins and doubles are fun. Let's see if I can manage to do it though.
내가 사랑한다 나를 넌 주었나 봐 그때부터 너의 곁다가 찾고 너의 전화를 끊고 나면 지금 그녀와 똑같았어 날 버리고 다시 돌아와 내 맘도 아프게 하고 그동안 난 미칠 것 같아 그녀를 잡아서 이제 내가 필요 없다고 가라고 할 땐 언제고 내 맘 흔들어 Won't you stop now please let me go
너 없으면 왜 그래 또 널 버릴 거야 네가 막은 너의 상처를 나에게 줄 거니 너도 떠나가면 나는 혼자야 다시 돌아온다 해도 그땐 너를 받아들이긴 나는 정말 힘들어
Maybe it's only in the singles that has the the spins I'm thinking of. Hold on. I see we're having fun with bots again.
너 없으면 왜 그래 또 널 버릴 거야 네가 막은 너의 상처를 나에게 또 줄 거니
All right. Hopefully that'll solve it for now. Okay, that was not what I thought it was. So it must be in the crazy, but I thought that the spins were in the double too, in the nightmare. So let's find out.
그 애를 버렸잖아 난 그를 위로했어 그러다가 그 애 만났고 사랑하게 됐어
I thought they put those in the double strip. I must be mistaken. But man, that chart is so fun. I was playing it like garbage for some reason, but oh yeah.
Enter your name. Internet ranking.
Oxygen intake is high for this set. It's true. You said this is the Brian Plays Nightmare episode? Yeah, kinda. There are nightmares that I like. Like, it's not that I don't like anything hard. It's just there's a limit to how hard I can do. And it's just so like I feel like I've physically reached my potential unless I get myself in much better shape than I've ever been in my whole life. So, 13-ish is about where I'm at. Like, that's about where I can get to. And there are definitely some nightmares, that are 13 and below that I find very fun. But for the most part, I like to just, play easier stuff, have a good time with it. All right.
Hit me!
This game feels a lot bigger somehow.
Station select.
Maybe I'm talking more? I don't know. Oh, my nose is starting to run though. Must mean I'm getting warm.
너무 오래 끄면 졸릴지 몰라 너무 빠르면 난 놀랄지 몰라 진정 알아준다면 그 맘을 담아 내게 보여줘
Come on, DJ, friends and folks and freaking naked ladies, take it.
New music for someone to the world of six most money writers, both industry and the street listener. Listen up, it's BEG, Joe PD on a new hit. RS baby, Joe PD, we want it, oh baby.
좋아하는 여자는 여자답게 남자라면 리드해 남자답게 선택선을 긋는 건 여자들의 선택만 어려워 걱정 마 아무나 못 넘봐 10분만 주면 바람 피우는 저 여잔 거리가 멀거든 I think I love you You must love me baby 너무 오래 끄면 졸릴지 몰라 너무 빠르면 난 놀랄지 몰라 진정 알아둔다면 그 맘을 담아 내게 보여줘 너무 오래 끄면 졸릴지 몰라 차라리 좀 빠른 게 더 낫겠어 진정 사랑한다면 그 사랑을 모두 다 쏟아줘 알아 늑대들의 마음 그건 늑대들의 말 그런 입에 발린 말들은 너무 쉽게 푸는 거야 여자들의 마음 너무 쉽게 푸는 거야 여자들의 마음 너무 쉽게 푸는 거야 여자들의 마음 나를 위로 원한다면 좀 보여줘
We're up to the
It's all my time, hold it down for my niggas.
The Chicago hip hop stuff. Do I want to do this as a nightmare? Let's try it.
Nowhere without people staring. The right clothes is what we're wearing. All I know is how my time, hold it down for my niggas. The whole side town coming with us. We came up now, you know we got what you need. Don't get out to see this, the HYB. It's in the spot tonight. We too hot for the crew to stop. We on top, y'all. It don't stop, y'all.
We so smooth, sit back, relax, sip some jack, kick back, get done with the rap. Be the high yellow brothers, there ain't no other. The way we do, run through chicks undercover. We on the come up, so hold your gun up. And know this one bus is for anyone who be addicted to fun. Get on the floor, look sure you know you waiting for me. But no, I don't play, I get you naked for free. Be the high yellow brothers.
No stopping us now.
We on top, just watch,
It's
y'all.
about to go down.
We gon' give you what you need.
We rockin' the crowd.
Take your tours overseas,
They be loving our style.
run a mile in the morning.
Then right in the night,
Keep the loud sound sorry.
we always in flight.
We don't stop, do it right.
Show home.
I see Shorty in them jeans.
You know she won't.
Come on, let's sip some bubbles and have us some fun.
Hell, now I set it off from dusk to dawn.
You know it don't stop, y'all.
Too hot to fall.
We be the high yellow brothers and we having a ball.
We having a ball. We having a ball. Yeah. We don't go nowhere without people staring. The right clothes is what we're wearing. All I know is how my time, hold it down for my niggas. The whole side town coming with us. We came up now, you know we got what you need. Don't get out to see this, the HYB. It's in the spot tonight. We too hot for the crew to stop. We on top, y'all. It don't stop, y'all.
I remember when we did USPF, like, some of the, since it was in Chicago, some of these people came in and performed these songs live, which was pretty cool.
Nowhere without people staring.
24/7 like a 7-Eleven. You're all bad girl who's rolling on a mission with a little mini skirt. I see you brought the ammunition with some bounce.
I'm not ready for anything skulls. Too many skulls. One is too many.
Yo, CT Entertainment, breaking it down. Yo, throw 'em up, north side, north side. Yo, throw 'em up, south side, south side. Yo, throw 'em up, we be reppin' the shop. Yeah, that's right, baby, till the day that we die. All the pimps in the place that be reppin' the shop. Throw them hands up, throw them hands up high. Now pump your fists and let them all know that we had 5 shots, but we want some more. All the ladies in the house that be bringing the noise, that be twerking your bodies and showing them boys, better pop that skirt. And let them all know you can 24/7 like a 7-Eleven. You're all bad girl who's rolling on a mission with a little mini skirt. I see you brought the ammunition with some bouncy jelly, so I know you're not messing. And I'm a B-boy, so come and take a listen. Rhymes are automatic and I'm breaking through the static. I'm so deaf like Nas and Illmatic. I see you like the taste and you haven't had enough. Then show me how bad and shake that shit.
Hey, the ladies in the house, go find your friends. Time to go find the man that they wanna get with. And this is what you do, yeah. All the ladies in the house, find the man you wanna get. Yo, turn around, baby, and shake that shit. All the ladies in the house, find the man you wanna get. Yo, turn around, baby, and shake that shit.
All the throw 'em up, north side, north side. Yo, throw 'em up, south side, south side. Yo, throw 'em up, west side, west side. Yo, throw 'em up, all the ladies inside. Yo, throw 'em up, we be reppin' the shop. Yeah, that's right, baby, till the day that we die. All the people.
I feel like that cut is weird. Like, musically it cuts okay, but it sounds like they're definitely going into the next verse, and it's like, but, no, we're never, just kidding.
24/7 like a 7-Eleven. You're all
A nigga wanna come in my face, I bust back with the
the skills, now you running away. So oh yeah, y'all feel me? Get the fuck out my way, cause I don't play it. Yeah. Here we go, y'all. It's DPS, y'all. It don't stop, y'all. What? Yeah. Yo, we about to get it crunk in this mix. Come and see the man Crits if you looking for a fix. When I'm caught up in the mix, I slaughter every artist, every part of me is sick. Blood flowing through my arteries, it's go to the brain like coke. Let me show y'all folks, I be the most high.
What kills me about this song is
call this relentless, never before.
there's stuff that's censored, but not enough.
A nigga wanna come in my face, I bust back with the skills, now you running away. So go that, y'all feel me? Get the fuck out my way, cause I don't play that. Say go that if you feel go that. A nigga wanna come in my face, I bust back with the skills, now you running away. So go that, y'all feel me? Get the fuck out my way, cause I don't play that. Say go that, y'all feel me? Today I create sound waves that be title, visionary optics, straight eye for every rap veteran, idol.
Like that's all gone, right?
A rampant wild animal, sipping on Chianti with Hannibal the cannibal. Call him Schwarzenegger to collaterally damage you and rattle you like Walter Payton. I'm a part of bad. Oh yeah, a nigga wanna come in my face, I bust back with the skills. Now you running away, so go that. Y'all feel me? Get the fuck out my way, cause I don't play that. Say go that if you feel go that. A nigga wanna come in my face, I bust back with the skills. Now you running away, so go that. Y'all feel me? Get the fuck out my way, cause I don't play that. Say go that if you feel bust back.
Well, it's funny too because not only do they leave the F-bomb and they leave the N-bomb, but there's a couple of places where they do censor the F-bomb, but not well. Like you hear it's like real quick, like beep, but like you can absolutely 100% tell what that word is, right? But then there's like a whole like line, like in one of the verses that is just like, you know, all scratch sounds because they've censored it out, and it's like. I've never gone to listen to the original song, so I don't know what's there, but it's like, what was
Internet ranking.
so bad that, they, you know, in a song that is not censored very well to begin with, that they decided that that whole line needed to be just axed. But... So, I don't know. People were definitely sensitive about that back then. It's just people are much more outspoken about it now, as they should be. Like, it's not okay. But. Anyway, what kind of cars do I like? So, you know, it's funny because I've had 2 cars in a row now that are kind of like, you would think I'm into cars, but I'm really not. Because, like, I drive a Mazda 3 hatchback now with manual transmission, which I bought because I wanted the manual transmission. But, you know, I like it, but... You know, I drive around. I drive like a grandpa, and I listen to NPR in it. So, it's not like it's not like I'm really utilizing the performance that it has. It's just a pleasant drive to me. And then the car that I had before that was a Neon SRT4. You know, which I got a lot of people would stop me driving that and be like, "Oh man, you know." Like, that people who were car enthusiasts would be excited about that car, and, you know, I'm just driving it because I enjoyed it, but it, you know, I rarely put that one, now, I mean, I had that beginning in 2003, so I was a lot younger then, so I drove it a little harder back in the past, but, like, not really. I definitely never raced it, so, but I like both of those cars. You know, I play Forza, and that's fun, but like, I'm not really a car enthusiast so much. you know, I've driven a few cars in my life that were and I've driven a few cars that have been mine, and I've driven a few cars that were other people's, some of which were, you know, exotic or, you know, interesting in some way, but it's definitely just kind of a like but anyone can have a dream car. Yeah, I don't know that I have a dream car though. Like I said, I drive a Mazda 3 right now, and I think it's great. Like it's comfortable. It drives really nice. It has a nice sound system. Like, it's cool. But I'm not into it, so to speak. Like I'm not so much of a fan. Like I can't rattle off stats to you. I've never raced it. I don't spend time in it that I don't have to. Like it is a thing to get me where I'm going, and to make that process, nice. But it's not like I don't really make up reasons to drive, and I definitely don't like hang out in my car, if if I don't have someplace to go. So I guess that's what I'm getting at. But oh, you are killing me, bot. I don't know how many times and ways is it just that they're coming in as like slightly different usernames every time? I haven't been paying enough attention, because it's like I'm literally blocking it every single time, but yet it keeps coming back. So it should have been automatically filtered. But I don't know why it's not. I have to, because I've definitely put that. Three times that it's happened in this stream, I've put them on the block list, so they should be automatically just gone. So I don't know if it's just like a slightly different username. I haven't been paying enough attention, but that could be what's going on. Is it against the law to have a DDR machine from Japan? No, it isn't. And I said it's easy to get a DDR white cap. I didn't say it's easy. I said it's probably easier right now. It's easier to get that than the black HD cabinet, the X cabinet, just because there's more of them. But yeah. Basically, Facebook groups, you can sometimes find machines. Otherwise, work with an importer, and see what they can get you. But actually, this let me do this. If you're not already, I don't remember if you are, but I always forget to do this. Let's say, if you're not on the Discord, here's an invite. Send me a message. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. I know we've talked about it like a lot of times on stream, so we'll save it, since I've got about 30 minutes left and still some songs to get through. So let's keep moving.
Station select.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be short with you or anything, but you're in there? Okay, yeah, just send me a message. And
A nigga wanna.
or post in one of the things. Either way, whichever you want.
Doing his thing.
Jump to the beat. Bump to the beat. Drop it, grind it, roll it, shake that booty, bump it right.
Sam, I am is here to rock you for the bass and the beat, let nothing stop me. Y'all already know that the groove is smooth. I'm looking for a girl with the best dance move. Yeah, different low. If bad dancers getting on your nerves, battle them like they were in you got served. Dance all night, act super eager. Dance to your shoes, need older eaters. The DJ is making everybody sweat. Don't worry about what is playing next. Just have fun. Keep running till you're 131. Don't stop partying. Wow. Shake your booty like it's going out of style.
I tried the World Tour mode, not in this stream, no. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to it at least a little bit. But I'm trying to get through all of the new songs first, which I think I'm almost there.
Get your hands up, reach the sky, get 'em high, be ready to fly, stand up. Get your hands up, reach. Get your hands up, reach for the sky, get 'em high, be ready to fly, stand up. Get your hands up, reach for the sky, get 'em high, be ready to fly. It's going down tonight, it's going down. It's going down tonight, it's going down. It's going down tonight, it's going down. It's going down. The greatest, the latest artists to shake cages. The majors, I'm a star, but it's hard to make wages. So here come the raises, travel to foreign places. Surrounded by sick MCs and it's contagious. Turn up the faders, put flame to the cadence. Steady making hits like I'm playing for the Ravens. It's going down, doesn't matter what my age is. And going rock crowds, doesn't matter where the stage is. So calm your rages and peak to the man. I do it all for my people, man, I speak for the fans. We gon' fly wild ride to the beat of the band. Kick to the land, widespread like a singular plan. It's all good where I'm standing, they waving their hands. And everybody cooking ready to dance. Stand up, I'm 5'7", 10-foot wingspan. Get your hands up, the best in the land. Show up, get your hands up, reach for the sky. Get 'em high, be ready to fly. Stand up, get your hands up, reach for the sky. Get 'em high, be ready to fly. We gon' fly. You get extreme if you wanna make 'em scream. If you wanna get your wings, if you wanna gotta fly, gotta fly. You succeed if you wanna, can't believe. If you wanna get your dreams, if you wanna gotta fly. Man, we gon' fly. Now, white or black, mixed both Asians, east side, west side. Country, urban, certified Cajun. Here we go, we gon' ride tonight, and everybody gonna have their hands high. Hands high. Here we go, get 'em live tonight. Spread our wings out, ready to fly. Man, we gonna fly. Here we go, we gon' ride tonight, and everybody gonna have their hands high. Hands high. Here we go, get 'em live tonight. Spread our wings out, ready to fly. Man, we gonna fly. Get your hands up, reach for the sky. Get 'em high, be ready to fly. Stand up. Get your hands up, reach for the sky. Get 'em high, be ready to fly. We gon' fly. You get extreme if you wanna make 'em scream. If you wanna get your wings, if you wanna gotta fly. Gotta fly. You succeed if you wanna, can't believe. If you wanna get your dreams, if you wanna gotta fly. Man, we gon' fly.
Oh, I've already failed a few times. But yeah, we could see the why don't you just get up dance and dance
Get your
screen
hands up,
again.
reach for the sky, get 'em high, be ready to fly. Stand up. Get your hands up, reach for the sky, get 'em
And
high.
Marcos, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. Sometimes I succeed at moving well. Sometimes I look really dorky, and that's okay too. All right. Ah, son of a... Couldn't quite get that last jump in. I tried. Oh Lord. Even the hard is one skull? Come on. Well, hey, you wanted to see, why don't you just get up and dance, man? This is probably gonna happen. Yep. There it is.
Why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Game over.
What would be the most memorable stories of my life playing Pump? Wow. I feel like I've told a few of those on these streams. Asking me like that, I'm not likely to remember anything specific. Usually what happens with me is like something comes up, like a song or a situation, or we talk about whatever, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that reminds me of blah. But if you just ask me out of the blue to be like, tell us a story about blah, I'll be like, yeah, if you, let's see, we'll see if I come up with anything here in the last few minutes of this stream.
Station select.
I feel like this stream is going a lot longer than a lot of the ones we've been doing lately. I think there's more new songs in here. Oh, was that the last? That was it. That was the end of new stuff. All right. Well, let's. What does it look like on normal? 3.5 stars. Let's see if I can handle that. So we at least get through the. All right. And what were the 2 songs? So you want to see Valenti and what else that got removed after this? So, Valenti is still there. This is another one I'll play as about here. Fighting Spirits. Okay. God. Okay, yeah, I can see it's a slightly different username. Please die. Go away. We don't want you here. Stupid bot. Fighting Spirits, that'll be on your channel, yeah? I think.
그대를 바라본 내 모습 그대가 바라본 내 모습 내 미래를 걷어버리고 그대의 그 손을 잡았어 이르다침을 스며친 듯 어린 사랑이라고 해도 마치 울 것 같아 보여도 Oh stabbing stabbing babe 우린 어떻게 만난 건지 왜 하필 그게 나인 건지 Boy I fall in love with you 지금 이 순간도 타이트한 그대의 줄에 맞춰진 사람이 되고도 행복할라 그 어떤 조그마한 소원이라도 그대에게 기회를 줄래 You're my dream 헤어지면 의미 없잖아 그냥 함께 있고 싶은 걸 Boy I fall in love with you Yeah yeah 이런 날 잡아줘 달리는 공공의 길을 걸어가 그대와 내가 대가리 길 위에 그 어떤 알 수 없는 예감 속에서 사랑할 수 있게 믿음을 줘 My dream
Yeah. Whew. So good. Oh, Fighting Spirits is K-pop? Okay. We'll take a look. Yeah, that Valenti chart, really fun. I miss it a lot. There it is.
지루할 수 없는 그런 슬픔 속에 지루할 수 없는 그런 슬픔 속에
Normal or freestyle? That's it. Interesting.
모두 다 길 잃어 모두 다 길 잃어 가는 모든 눈이 내 자신을 봐 알아주기 날 많은 일들로 얼룩져버린 우리 범국의 속에 모두 다 길 잃어 모두 다 길 잃어 가는 모든 너희들의 주위를 봐 제서는 욕심에 그들여 다시 나올 나를 할 수 없어 기억지 싫은 기대마저 쫓지 않는 모든 것을 지금부터 내게 그대로 알려주리
지루할 수 없는 그런 슬픔 속에 두 번 다시 보고 말은 않겠다고 오늘에서야 한다는 거지만
Yeah. Bonus stage.
지루할 수 없는 그런 슬픔 속에
Okay, I see a request for Pray, which I just saw in here somewhere, right?
네가 날 사랑해 주길 바래 그걸 말해 몰랐던 너니 이것만큼 네가 날 사랑해 주길 바래 그걸 말해 알다가도 모르겠어 널 사랑한다고 느꼈었는 나이야 Who's that girl 뭐 하자는 건지 나보란 듯 따져간 너희 둘 사이 그럼 난 뭐야 나 혼자만 내 착각인 거니 바보 난 그것도 모르고 내 주위를 다 정리했어 네가 날 사랑해 주길 바래 그걸 말해 몰랐던 거니 이것만큼은 꼭 알길 바래 너를 원해 친구 아닌 사랑으로 너
I'ma rock this smoke on the jungle, wave the blocks inside, beat the head, fuck, hit the floor. Knock, knock to the front and the back of your door.
낮은 꽃다발 속에 언제나 조그맣게 써있던 to my friend 항상 마음에 걸리긴 했지만 이럴 줄은 몰랐는데 난 네가 날 사랑해 주길 바래 그걸 말해 몰랐던 너니 이것만큼은 꼭 알길 바래 너를 원해 친구
me note some more of these requests. I see Renaissance. One Night, which I did play earlier, but I can play it again if I have time. I mean, technically, I shouldn't play another game because I'll be at 3 hours, but I don't actually have anything else to do, so I can stick around for a little bit.
Enter your name.
Is it because I played more than one Nightmare? This was unexpected.
Internet ranking.
Anyway, you said, have you made a lot of friends, traveled, had parties? Either way, it's your first time watching my gameplay. Thanks for sharing with us. Oh, well, thanks. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to like be dismissive and not wanting to tell you a story, because I have plenty of stories. I just a lot of them have been told already, but also, like I said, I'm not great at just like producing a story out of the blue. But like, if you give me that kind of prompt, have I made a lot of friends? Absolutely, yes, for sure. Between DDR and Pump, I would say that 90% of the friends that I've made since 2001 have been people that I have directly met playing Pump, or have met through, or playing Pump or DDR, or have been somebody that I have met through somebody who I played Pump or DDR with. So absolutely 100%. I've made tons of friends playing these games, and actually, you know, like even some online friends. There's I have a Discord which I plugged a little while ago. If you scroll back, there's an invite if you want to join up. But yeah, I mean, there's I would say, I've been doing these streams for a couple of years now, and there's probably a dozen people that, I see pretty regularly whenever I stream, and that, chat in on the Discord, and a few of them I've actually had a chance to meet in real life. Mostly I haven't, but, many of them I enjoyed talking to. So it's great. And definitely this is something that I've 100% said on previous streams of all of these games, but I haven't said it in a while, and I'll definitely, it is very much important to me is I first played DDR toward the end of 2000, and beginning at the beginning of 2001, I've been playing music games in some form: DDR, Pump, Beatmania, Poppin' Music, Dance Maniacs, Gitadora, whatever, just name big list, right, of games that I've played over the last 20 some odd years. And I mean, I gotta tell you, do I like the games? Of course I do. They're fun. But I absolutely would not still be playing them if it were not for the people that I've met along the way. For me, it's very much part of the experience to go and meet people and play games with them and have fun. And so it's nice, to have people that have, it's nice to make a connection through a game where you both like it, and you're like, oh yeah, we're both here, we're playing this game, and it's like, oh, hi, how you doing, right? So, it's very much a social thing for me. I have these games at home. The truth is, historically, over the years, I don't really play them by myself that often. I'm much more inclined to go out to an arcade and meet with people and play out in public and have a social time. And do I have parties? Yes, occasionally. I'll invite people over and we'll play here, and that's great. But that's one thing that streaming has been so nice for me for the last couple of years, since COVID, and I was basically stuck at home, at least for a little while. That it's great because even though I can play the games and I'm still here, but at least I get to interact with people through the chat. It's not as it's not as great as feeling as being able to see people face to face and hang out, but it's something. It's more than nothing, and it has made spending time playing games at home by being able to share it with somebody, even virtually, is fantastic, and I'm thankful for it. I'm super glad that people find it interesting and bother to watch and chat and interact. I really appreciate it. So thanks for stopping by. And so anyway, moving on. So there is a story. That is a very general story, but not a specific experience quite yet. And Pichu, you said my name was supposed to be an NX. That's interesting. The only thing I can think of for Boa songs, why there might. I know obviously she's super popular. Although I think she's actually, even though she's a Korean artist, I think she's actually a little more popular in Japan than in Korea. That could be part of it. But the other part is, if I had to take a wild guess, I wonder if Boa songs are an expensive license. It costs a lot to put them in the game, and so maybe that's why they haven't put very many in the game. That's just a theory. I really don't know. Rave Racer. You want to make fun of the dancing girl in Prey, right? But it's pretty catchy and looks way better than the All Family Guy. It's true. Love is a Danger Zone 2 full? Oh my gosh. So, since you said you haven't watched me before, I will say that 14 is my hard limit of songs that I can barely do. I'm not good at 14s. 13s I'm a little bit more comfortable, but I am not a speed player. I am very much more hang out and have fun and maybe try and do some freestyle player. So the really hard charts like that, I'm not very good at all. I'll put it on the list for funsies, but I don't promise that I will pass that. In fact, I'm sure I won't. So there's no light chart for the intro. You're right, there isn't. That is a bummer. That is a missed opportunity for sure. Fiesta Series when? 3 more streams from now. Because this is NX, so next one will be NX2, then NXA, then Fiesta. Rave Race, you said you never met any girl while playing Pump, but made a few friends instead. So actually, Belinda, who I'm with, we met peripherally over DDR, not like directly. She originally posted on the forum that I used to run. Well, I guess it still exists at IndieDDR, but obviously it's super inactive at this point. And then eventually we met and played a game. And then, like, we didn't start dating until much, much later. Like, but I wouldn't know her at all if it weren't for DDR. So, I've met. I mean, yes, for sure, I've met many, many, many more guys playing DDR than girls. But I've met my fair share of girls too. Valenti had a Japanese version of the song. Yeah, actually, it's funny because I know the Japanese version more than I know the Korean version, actually. Because I was, I actually have, the first, I don't know, her first 6 or 8 albums, something like that. I guess most of those were Korean, but then she really blew up in Japan. And actually, what I know, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that story. But yes, I actually know the Japanese version of Valenti a little bit more than the Korean one, because I had ended up hearing it. I ended up hearing it before and more than in Pump. Yeah, I guess I'm not. I mean, I'm at the 3-hour mark, which is usually when I quit. But I don't have anything else that I'm doing right now, and I do want to at least take a look at World Tour. Obviously, I won't get very far into it, but I barely remember it. So I'll take. Let's take a look at that. Do girls like guys that play Angry Birds or GTA or DDR? I think I know girls that like guys that play all of those things. In some cases, one of them specifically. In other cases, all of them. Like, personally, I play Angry Birds. I used to play GTA. I did not really care for 5, honestly. And so I haven't really played it, but I missed 4. I played a lot of 3. I missed 4. I started playing 5, and I didn't really care for it, and I stopped. But I have played GTA, and DDR, of course, you know, I've played tons of, so. I guess the question is, do girls like guys that play those things? Do girls like me? I guess there have been some. So, yeah. All right, let's take a look at World Tour real quick. Man, that was awkward.
Station select.
So, World Tour. I do not remember this at all. So what's in... Okay, so there's different cities in each region. Well, for lack of anything better to do, since Since I'm in the United States, let's play this. We'll play the Washington one. It doesn't look like it's been played because I see some of the. Well, I don't know. How will I know? Let's find out. Oh, so you don't get to pick anything. You just survive until the end. Okay, so it's just like mission. It's the missions, just in a different like format, if you will. Okay, so is this for 2 people? Because that doesn't look like I should be able to do that by myself.
Continue.
Try the one to the right of Washington. Washington is a co-op. Apparently, you're correct. I do vaguely recall this now. Like, running into these and not knowing, and then being like, oh.
Station select.
That could have been more clear. Okay, so yeah, it looks like this has been played because it has a high score. Okay. He said, play Ottawa. The one to the right of Washington. Record a rank of A. It is possible to clear only if the rank is accurate. Okay. And it's acceleration and random step. Well, that sounds miserable. Okay, I'm not good at reading that.
Continue.
I will try.
Hit me!
You like this mission. Alright, I'm very bad at reading AC apparently. Yeah, I can't read that.
Hey! Why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Continue.
I am so sorry.
Over.
What does Waikiki look like? Hold the bars. I'm
Station
worse
select.
holding the bars. I will tell you that right now. And I don't like doing it. I find it uncomfortable and unfun. I would rather fail. .6x speed. Why are okay? Let me go back to Asia. I'm gonna assume that those are easier. I hope.
Hey! Why don't you just get
Well, at
up
least
and
they're
dance,
earlier
man?
in the
Continue.
list.
Over.
Hit me!
Station select.
Okay, what is here? What does this look like? Forever love. How can forever love be bad? Clear with a C or better. That should be easy enough. Unless it's just some like ridiculous chart that I've never seen. Because I've definitely never seen a hard chart for forever love. Okay, this might be a little too easy. Mission success. Okay, so it's all in the same track.
어머나 이러지 마세요 여자의 마음은 그대랍니다 안 돼요 왜 이래요 묻지 말아요 더 이상 내게 원하시면 안 돼요 오늘 처음 만난 당신이지만 내 사랑인걸요 헤어지면 남이 돼요 모른 척하겠지만 좋아해요 사랑해요 거짓말처럼 당신을 사랑해요 소설 속에 영화 속에 멋진 주인공은 아니지만 괜찮아요 말해봐요 당신이 해서라면 다 줄게요
You know,
소설
having the
속에
in the middle like this
this
is kind of messing with my spatial perception, like where I am on the stage.
당신이 해서라면 다 줄게요
Because I think I subconsciously like locate where I am, so I don't have to look right by where I am in relation to things on the screen. But since the stuff on the screen is shifted over, I felt myself drifting toward this direction more in a way that I didn't really want to.
머리부터 발끝까지 다 사랑스러워 네가 나의 여자라는 게 자랑스러워 기다림이 즐겁고 이제 공기마저 달콤해 이렇게 너를 사랑해 세상이 힘들어도 널 보면 머리에 햇빛이 들어 이렇게 놀라운 게 사랑이지 기다린 보람이 있어 지난번 사랑처럼 울까봐 한참을 망설였지만 놓치지 않고 나를 기다려준 너 편안하게 스며들어와 그림자와 뒷모습까지 사랑스러워 부끄러운 애정 표현도 자연스러워 기다림이 즐겁고 이제 공기마저 달콤해 이렇게 너를 사랑해 한 가지만 약속해 세상 끝날 때까지 나에게만
So do you still get a bonus stage in World Tour, or only 3?
Enter your name.
You are the best! So I guess it's only 3. And my score is 0-0. Number 0-0. I guess because there's only one position, right? Yay!
City name game over.
That's funny. Okay, so I don't know. That's enough. But it looks like it's basically mission mode, except in a different, like, package. Soul is now ho! It's true. Peachy, you said the bars for you are too uncomfortable, as you have to go in this 45-degree something angle to play, which is why you don't use the safety bar, as DDR calls it. Are you, so just out of curiosity, Peachy, are you tall or are you shorter? I'm 5'8", 5'8". Sorry if you use metric. And for me, it's just a matter of like this kind of like, it hurts my shoulders and my arms, and it's not, I don't know. Plus, this is another story. This is a story that I have told before. Like, when I started playing DDR specifically, but even Pump, you know, it was in the early days when like using the bar was frowned upon. Like people, you weren't supposed to. In fact, at many tournaments, you would get disqualified for using it. And so I had no incentive to try and use it. Plus, you know, songs were a lot easier back then too. But then, like, when it started becoming a thing, I tried it once or twice, and I found that I played worse, and it was uncomfortable, almost to the point of being painful. And so I just decided, nah, it's not for me. Now, I'm sure if I, like, practiced it, I could probably manage to find a way to make it work. And yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand the point of doing it, to be able to pass more difficult songs. And would I be able to do it? Yeah, it's possible. But again, for me, you know, I'm very much happy, you know, playing up to around level 13, 14. And then everything after that, it's just like, well, that's cool. I'll watch someone else do it. It's just not, it's not the style of play that is fun for me. So I'd rather play something else or or fail it, I guess. Do not play Berlin. Okay, I won't. Adrian, if you want me to watch something, send me a link. Send me a link in the Discord. I'll take a look. So, Pichu, I remember Neon FM had its own stage, and the stage was laid out kind of like 5-key Beat Mania, like 3 and 2, like 3 across the bottom and then 2 up above, if I recall. So yeah, it's 5-panel, but it wasn't laid out like Pump, although I guess you could probably make it work. I still don't have a way to just interface my cabinet with just a normal PC that's not for Pump. If I look into, I know that's been requested a bunch of times. If I get around to it, I'll see if I can figure it out. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going for a second, but let me get a glass of water because I'm getting thirsty. All right. I didn't bother with the BRB. I figured I wouldn't be gone that long. Okay. I saw there was a special zone. Is that remix
Station
station?
select.
Yeah. There's Love is a Danger Zone 2, full song. Crazy and Nightmare only. So, yes, I have certainly no chance. I will start it, but I'm going to fail this, I'm sure. I know, yeah, right? With that attitude, for sure I will, right? But I'm not seeing how to turn that one pattern. Well, I'm only still in it because stage break is off. I definitely need a little bit more speed on this if I was going to read it too. Not that I'd be able to pass it. I guess at this point I'm just trying to keep it alive. So not get the 51 miss combo. Oh, that's a lot. Hey, I can hit all those freeze, all those holds. That's very convenient. Thank you. What?
No way!
Yep, definitely a fail. If I want 0K hip hop is in there, you can do it if you have time. Okay, I will try it.
Hit me!
Game over. Station select.
Hearing the storm. 지금은 긴급 상황. 하던 걸 종지기지. Hearing the storm. 지금은 긴급 상황. 이들로 행진의 지. Hearing the storm. Babies, babies, hearing the storm.
Get the point? Good. Let's dance.
하나, 둘, 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 하나, 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 둘, 둘, 하나. 괜히 네가 아침부터 우울하나. 솔직한 먹지 오줌을 정치게 집어넣게 들어 시공에 아랫배 쪽에 힘을 주는 기공 법수물 들어봤어 콧구멍을 톡에 빨아들여 뱉어 Hearing the storm. 지금은 긴급 상황. 하던 걸 종지기지. Hearing the storm. 지금은 긴급 상황. 이들로 행진의 지. Hearing the storm. Ladies, babies, babies, hearing the storm. 날 담아두지 못했지. 그 무언가, 누군가. Here I come, here I come, here I come. Let it go, a little something like 한번 살지 시끌시끌 복잡하게 된 삶이 미식거릴 수밖에 지긋지긋한 게 지금 달려볼래 자 이제부터 다르게
내게 넌 피야, 손을 끼야. 그럼을 가르고 다가 언제 데리고
적시원의 몸을 우편의 무릎을 땅을 쳐내 주먹을 고백해 내 사랑을 날 버린 너의 이름을 외쳐 왜 그랬어 사랑밖에 못해준 날 넌 떠나야 했어 소리쳐 왜 그랬어 왜 떠나야 했어 애써 참지 말자 그냥 출석앉아 불자 너 없이 눈물밖에 없는 바보 같은 남자의 눈물은 수인데 저 강가로 흐르고 돌아와 제발 내 곁으로 내 옆으로 네가 있어야 할 바로 이 자리로 지금은 빙대게로 돌아와줘 지금은 빙대게로 돌아서줘 Ladies, babies, babies 날 버리지 마로 날 버리지 마로
Yeah, that is a good.
Hearing the storm. 지금은 긴급 상황. 하던 걸 종지기지. Hearing the storm. 지금 너와 나이 리듬에 맞춰 춤을 추며 사랑할 거야.
I'll do the K-pop mix from this game. then.
Yo, bang bang, here I come, Ali D-I-O-C. You know who's coming with me, double D. You can fly. Straight to the pole, have a body go to the back, so jump up,
뒤에 후회 마시고 자 준비하시고 거기 뻘쭘하게서 잊지 말고 여기 이도 한번 흔들어봐 side to side put your hands up put your hands up everybody wake up 너와 나이 리듬에 맞춰 춤을 추며 사랑할 거야
무너지며 맞는 아침 똑같은 방에 분이 삶의 나침반 만만한 세상에 쉽게 무릎 꿇고 쉴 새 없이 신세 타령만 아련한 얘기부터 가련한 두 발로 화려한 날개를 피고 You get it right You can fly 사랑이 차갑게 널 먹여줘 You can fly 아픈 가슴에 숨이 멎어도 You can fly Got to fly sky high 눈을 뜨고 바라봐도 빛이 없고 꿈을 꾸며 살아가도 길을 멀고 내 뜻대로 가도 숨을 몰아쉬었고 길을 말해도 돌아섰죠 아직도 찾는 것을 못 찾았고 아무도 너를 사랑하지 못한다고 나도 가면 빠져도 나만 다 날개를 피고 Let's go get fly
So these are all anothers, which we learned are not always hard, but often hard. God, that is a lot. Oh wait. I'm just going all the way through. No, I'm not. Where's the... Okay, I am just going all the way through. Nightmare only, huh? Let's see what happens.
Kiss me down by the broken tree house, tree house, tree house, tree house. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. Out of the beer tin pouring nightly beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear the shoes and I'll be wear the dress. Oh, kiss me, in the milky twilight with me. Out of the morning floor, lift your open hand, strike up the band and make a
Whoa.
song.
I see why that's hard all of a sudden.
Dance, man.
That chart is gross. That chart is gross.
Game over.
It might be fun if I was a little bit better. Alright. Anyway. Oh, just for the sake of completion,
Station select.
what does training station look like? How would you play? Lesson 1. Part. Oh. Lesson 1, part 2, 3, 4, part 3. Okay, well, let's see. Double mode waist turn. Please, tell me how that works. And we're back to Kiss Me. Double press the arrow, turning a waist more than the lesson number 14. Well, I probably should have tried lesson number 14 then, shouldn't I have?
Down by the broken tree house, tree house, tree house, tree house. Kiss me. Kiss me.
Are you gonna give me some steps or?
Kiss me. Out of the building, falling nightly. Beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing. Swing the spinning step. You are the
I guess I should have looked at lesson 14 so that I would know what I'm trying to do. Unless that's all that they're telling me that I should be doing.
So kiss me, down by the broken tree house, swing me, up on it hanging tight, bring your forest hat, we take the trail march on your father's map. Oh, kiss me, beneath the milky twilight, lead me, out of the moonlit floor, lift your hope and hand, strike up the band and make the fall like that, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me.
Did I do it? Waist turn, part 3. Okay, I get it. You know, I can see how these would be, like, helpful if you are trying to learn techniques. I missed one. Try lesson 23. Part 3. Okay. Let's try it. Exceed 2 should have had train station. Yeah, you know, it would have been nice. I mean, this would have been nice anytime. All of this stuff is stuff that people either had to show me or I just kind of like accidentally figured out on my own. So what does this do? Am I going to regret this immediately? It's time to train. Try all the motions you've learned. Okay. Oh, this song. Oh man. Okay. Wow. Full perfect for no reason. We're never getting more songs like this
Congratulations!
ever again. Yeah.
Game over.
That's an old one. That's been in. That's from what, like Exceed? You, Rave Racer agrees. That's why your favorite was Fiesta 2. Yeah. I don't know. I like Prime and Prime 2 just fine. They're not my favorites, but there's stuff to like in them, I think. All right. Well, I think, holy moly, I've gone almost a whole hour over. I'm definitely feeling it. Like my legs are getting pretty jelly. So Prime 1 has the perfect balance of new and old. I look forward to getting to it because definitely like we're in, and I know I've said this before, but we're in the era of Pump that I played the most. So like Exceed 2 to NXA, and then Fiesta I played a little bit, but then Prime and Prime 2 I did not play that much of, mostly because with the Fiestas I owned myself, although I did not play them that much. Prime and Prime 2 I did not own until much later, and then all of the local public machines kind of went away, and there wasn't really any place to play, so I had to go like 3 hours to Chicago if I wanted to play Pump, which I did, but just not that often. So those and Double X I just have not played a ton of. So. You can see Brian getting down to Energizer. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the ITG music. It's okay. It's just a lot of it doesn't. A lot of it starts to sound the same after a while, and it's just not my favorite. It's okay though. And yeah, I think you're right. Pro appeared around this time in the NX era. And just in case you've missed it, I'm probably not going to be able to play Pro and Pro 2 because they require the button board, which I do not have. But I will try and play Infinity when it comes up. Because I do like that one and should be able to play it. Anyway, what versions do I not own? I don't. Well, I mean, I don't own Double X. That's what I don't own. Because I can't play it because I don't have an HD monitor. So, and I guess I don't own Pro and Pro 2 because I can't play those either. But yeah, well, that's the thing that I was that I'd said on a previous stream about Pro Pichus is that it's like it feels very much like, you know, the ITG team made a pump styled game. But it feels more like ITG than it feels like Pump. Whereas by the time they get to Infinity, it's like you can tell it feels more like a Pump game, and I think it's a lot more fun. The charts are more interesting, more varied, and more fun. And then there's a lot of great new music and a lot of great revivals. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, anyway, like I said, I think we're almost at the 4-hour mark, which is a very long stream for me, and I'm getting pretty tired. So, I think I'm going to wrap this one up for now. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to try and be back, I hope, on Wednesday with NX2. Then I'm going to be gone for the weekend, so I probably won't have another stream again until maybe next week, Monday. But like I said, I've been trying to get two in a week at least so that I can get through this series a little bit faster, because I know I've been kind of moving real slow for a while there. Yeah. Hopefully NX2 on Wednesday, and then maybe NXA on Monday next week. I feel mostly confident about the Wednesday and kind of confident about the Monday. How's that? But I'll put it on the schedule as soon as I feel sure. But anyway, yep. With that, I'm gonna head out for tonight. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.